Hello and welcome. It's 9 o'clock. It's the 15th day of August 2021. I am your grumpy guide to all things gaming, the OGGM. And you know who we haven't talked about in a while? Critical Role. Why haven't we talked about Critical Role in a while? It's because they've been relatively quiet about what's going on with their plans and productions and stuff, other than the current little sub-adventure that's going on in Critical Role world. And the occasional news from the Darrington Press publishing arm of the Critical Role empire, we haven't really heard much. But yesterday, Critical Role made an announcement regarding Season 3 of Critical Role. And the announcement was that they don't have anything to announce other than it may happen. Apparently, they are working on a new soundstage. I didn't know they had an old soundstage, so that's news. Actually, I never really thought about where they filmed. I knew they were filming somewhere that was a soundstage because there was lighting and multiple cameras involved and obviously some form of sound boarding and stuff, but I never really thought about exactly where they were filming. I always assumed they were just renting a soundstage somewhere in Hollywood or something, but I guess they built their own? I didn't know this. And now they're building a second one? I don't know if this second one is going to be attached to the existing one, because, again, I didn't know there was existing. It's just something we never think about. Where is this actually taking place in the physical world? Somewhere, but, So I guess there is a soundstage they were using, and I guess they bought it, built it, had a soundstage. I don't know. And now it appears that they're working on a second soundstage. Again, I don't know if this is going to be attached to the existing soundstage or it's going to be someplace else, but they're expanding, which is not a surprise. So we will see more Critical Role type productions in the future. Again, not a big surprise, sort of an inevitable idea. It's evolve or perish. If Critical Role doesn't keep reinventing itself and keep doing new things and keep invigorating their fan base, they will lose the fan base. It's not anything against them. I know normally I say not nice things about them, but that's just the way fandom works. You have to keep the fandom engaged. And with this much of a break between the end of Mighty Nine and whatever third season, if there will be a third season, is going to be, they have to still keep us interested. And they're doing that through the publishing company. They're doing that through this little mini-series they're doing. Apparently, of course, there's a couple one-shots coming on, and I'm sure they'll explore a few other companies' games like they did in the past. Honey Heist and that racing game thing, and they did a Paranoia thing. So, they're still going to be doing stuff. And then inevitably, there will be some form of third season. It's interesting that they call it third season or third show. They do claim they're working on the creativity for the third season. I don't know what that means. Probably building props and building sets and building figures and figuring out how the various things are going to work to make a third season production. Yeah, it's a weird term that they use. They're working on the creativity, but that's what it says here in this little news blurb. We're working on the creativity. So I assume that means from a technical standpoint, because I'm not going to get into the whole Critical Role is scripted, not scripted thing with you guys ever again. That's just not worth it. So I assume what they're meaning is, from the technical standpoint, we're working on new ways to creatively use the space we have and use the current technology and, I don't know, maybe make the tables bigger. It's always seemed that they were always a little close together when you had, one group on the one side and one group on the other side. And then plus you have dice and computers and that gigantic whiskey flask and Laura Bailey's huge dice thing, and coffee and snacks and whatever else. Maybe bigger tables, more space. maybe a bigger thing that Matt can put the figures on, maybe a better way to use the figures, maybe, I don't know. They're working on a creativity. The point is, if you're curious to know if there is a Critical Role third season, the answer is maybe. If you're interested in curious in knowing if there's going to be other things coming from the Critical Role production company, because yes, I guess we can now call them a production company, after the current miniseries is over, yes, they have already said there's at least 2 or 3 one-shots and small things coming before they begin third season. As to when the third season will happen, they haven't said. As to what the plot will be, or is it going to be as big as Mighty Nine or as Vox Machina, or maybe something a little smaller and more intimate? Who knows? But apparently, yes, Newth's second soundstage somewhere on the planet, relatively close to their current soundstage, which again, I don't know where that is because I never really thought about them actually having a soundstage. I mean, I obviously they were on a soundstage. I just never realized it was their soundstage. But I guess, yeah, they have their own soundstage because they're Critical Role. So good luck to whatever they're going to do next. Notice I have nothing extremely negative to say about them. But yeah, we got to talk about them at least once every couple months. Talk to you later. Critical Role, Critical Role, Critical Role, and Critical Role. Now let's see how many negative comments this gets.